Time for another edition of Bacon in Your Jammies. Today we're going to be making flatbread, or what I could compare to a wheat thin cracker. This recipe I'm going to attribute to the ladies at Westwood Lutheran Church in St. Louis Park. I got this recipe from my sister Ann, who works there as their dietitian, and they actually make it for communion bread. But I just love this as a cracker, and it really is just like a wheat thin, so they're kind of dangerous because they're really good and they're really easy. So cast characters today are going to be white flour and wheat flour. They use the Trader Joe's mixed recipe, or the mixed blend, which is like a half and half, I guess. I don't have that, and I've only ever used it with wheat flour and white flour, but know that that is out there that you can use. And then it has salt and oil and a little bit of sugar and then some hot water. Don't forget the hot water. So I have mixed in this bowl my flour and my sugar. I'm going to add in, so I've got a cup and a half of white flour, cup and a half of wheat flour, and we're putting in a half a cup of oil and a third of a cup of sugar I already have in here. And then you're going to use your pastry blender, and it also gets a half of a teaspoon of salt. Alrighty, and then we're going to mix this up. Now my pastry blender kind of keeps falling apart here, but you're going to mix this up till it's like pie crust, so like little peas or marbles. Alrighty, I knew that would happen. Alrighty, so mix this up really good. We're going to add in 3/4 of a cup of hot water. I should have warmed my water up first. So while that's getting hot, before we do this, so when this is done, you're going to just knead it together and roll it out really, really thin. I think the ladies there say if you can't, that you can almost see through it. That's how thin you want it. And then you put it on your baking sheet and you bake it like 5 to 10 minutes. You want to keep an eye on it because you don't want them to be too brown. And they will crisp up once they cool. Now, they just roll it in a round, like a pie crust round, and then they break it afterwards. I like to cut it first, so I roll mine out and then use my pizza cutter and make it into squares on the cookie sheet. So roll it out, put your dough on the cookie sheet, and then cut it. Okay, I think my water's hot. So 3/4 of a cup of hot water, and continue to mix that up. And then you're going to just flour your counter or your pastry cloth or whatever you're going to mix it on or roll it on. And I have a brand new rolling pin. I got these after Christmas, and I haven't ever used it yet. Has anybody used these kind of rolling pins yet? And it has the little discs at the end. I put it on 1/8 of an inch, and we're going to see how that goes. Certainly you can use a regular rolling pin and just roll them really thin. All right, so this is coming together now as a dough. Then you just take a little bit at a time so that it's workable. Alrighty, nice and soft dough. And I'm just going to take a little bit of flour here and flour my counter. And now if it's too sticky, you can add more flour as you're rolling it out. And you just want to knead it. So you're going to knead it, and I just like to do a little bit at a time, just until it's come together and it's nice and workable. So for those of you that don't know how to knead, you take your dough and just use your hands and push into it, and then take it from the side and turn it and do it again. So you just keep folding and turning, and adding more flour as you need to if your counter gets sticky. Alrighty, I think that's a pretty good consistency. It's just a nice, like bread, okay? Now, we're just gonna put a little more flour on here. We're gonna see how this handy dandy new rolling pin works. And going to roll it, and then you can turn it and roll it. And roll it out as big and as flat as you can. I don't know if I like that. I may have to get my regular rolling pin out because I don't think that that's thin enough. Hold on. Okay, the old trusty. And we'll just flour it up. Oh yeah. Sometimes those new inventions aren't so great. I thought that would be great for pie crust and for cookies, and so we'll see how that works at Christmas time. Okay. And just keep stretching it until it's in a big rectangle, I guess. I'm sure we don't get them as thin as the ladies at Westwood Lutheran do. I know I don't. But you want it as thin as it will go without tearing. Okay. I'm going to take my cookie sheet. You're going to do these in batches. All right, and then I just fold it up and lay it on my cookie sheet. And then I take my pizza cutter. Sorry. And I just realized my pizza cutter must have gotten broken. So I'm going to use this little one I have in the drawer. And I'm just going to cut it into, I suppose about 1.5 inches squares. Kind of like a wheat thin. And you don't have to take them apart. You're just going to cut them, and cut on both sides. And like I said, you can just bake it and break it when it's done. So I've just cut, I didn't get that piece cut. I've just cut them into squares like this, okay? And now, this is where you flavor it. So if you want to have other seasonings on it, you can try whatever you want. I like to use this. I've got this great shaker, what do you call this? Cracker, I don't know. What is this called? Salt. Anyway, I like to put plenty on it. So sea salt and just season them up really good. Alrighty. And then pop them in the oven. Now keep an eye on them, about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how your oven goes and how brown you want them. And then I just lay out a dish towel. I can't think of words this morning. I just lay out a dish towel, and then when they come out of the oven, I just lay them on the dish towel, and then they'll get nice and they'll crisp up. So let them cool and enjoy them. Thanks for hanging in there with me this morning, and I just wish you all a great day. I love you. Bye.